Welcome to the study of the month. I'm Etienne Schnur, Scientific Advisor at Ceramics and Biological Dentistry Foundation. Today's presentation, we will discuss how heat generated during implant insertion affects the peri-implant tissue. Several factors play a role in implant success. For instance, surgical approach, reaching first stability, insertion of the implant, and drilling protocol. All we need is not to exceed the bone limits. When we go beyond, for instance, what microvascularization can support, we will face tissue damage, exceeding cell response, cell death, and suppressing bone compression that results in bone loss. This study will share the findings of Stochero and collaborators' research. In this in vivo study, implants were placed after 2 drilling protocols, undersized and non-undersized. They measured the temperature through the bone during implant insertion, as well as they created a thin element model to better understand the propagation of temperature through the cortical bone during implant insertion. Let's take a look together. Undersized and drilling protocol increased the temperature by 8 degrees Celsius of the peri-implant tissue. Analyzing the spread of temperature in the cortical bone, 1 millimeter far from the implant surface, temperature reached 58.7 degrees. Non-undersized model also reached 52 degrees Celsius. Increasing the temperature on peri-implant tissue will lead to tissue damage, increased bone loss or resorption, and the risk of not having nail bone formation. This Thema is even more important to ceramic implants because ceramics cannot dissipate the heat. That's why SDS drilling protocol prepare the implant site in a way that only the tips from the apical dynamic thread meet the bone without reaching the first stability, without increasing the temperature or pressure in the cortical bone. This protocol also respects the bone type as well as the implant diameter, always leaving a space in between the implant and the bone wall to be filled with PRF. That generates what we call the healing chambers, and in this area, nail bone formation. On the other hand, undersized drilling protocols increase the peri-implant tissue temperature and generate inflammatory response. The result? Bone loss. The worst scenario comes 4 to 5 weeks after implantation because the rotation friction forced the original bone through the threads, and this bone particle will also be resorbed without nail bone formation. Result? Even more bone loss. Clinically, this patient reports a prolonged post-op pain. In this case report, we can apply what we have just learned into daily practice. This patient came to us in 2016, and we did perform a immediate implantation on tooth position 22. The treatment went smoothly. She received new crowns, and after 7 years, last year, she came again with a pressure sensation on tooth position 21. Then tomography told us, suggests a periapical lesion, and we did analyze the distance between the implant and this root. That reached 2.26 millimeters, and taking what we have just learned, overheating was not the cause of this necrosis. First, because we did perform the biological drilling protocol described for SDS ceramic implants. Secondly, this is way too far from the implant surface. We did also perform the immediate implantation on position 2-1, and the result, happy patient, happy dentist. I hope you have learned a little bit about overheating due to friction, and I hope also to see you again in our study of the month. Take care.